Thomas arrived at the station with Annie and Clarabelle. Percy was also there, having a rest. I say, Percy, if you worked more and rested less, maybe engines like Gordon would show you more respect, said Thomas. Stuff and nonsense, said Percy crossly. Thomas chuckled. Well, I must be off. My passengers can't be kept waiting any longer, Percy. After all, I am a guaranteed connection. And with that, Thomas left the station, leaving Percy behind. Just then, James arrived in the yard to collect his goods train. What's the matter, little Percy? That Thomas, I tell you. He really is a pouty puffer. James laughed. It always could be worse, Percy. You could be covered in chocolate or look like a woolly bear. And now Percy was most annoyed with James. He didn't like being reminded about the times he had looked silly. Just then the fat controller arrived. Percy, leave the yard as it is. Arthur has had an accident and has been sent for repairs. I need you to deliver the fish for him until he returns. Yes, sir. Of course, sir, spluttered Percy, as he was glad to finally leave the yard. Later that day, Thomas arrived back at the station after finishing his afternoon trains. All right, Annie and Clarabelle, time for me to have a snooze now. He was soon interrupted. An alarm sounded, followed by a workman shouting, Halt all trains! A runaway is headed towards the station. We'll send them into the sidings, said another workman. The train was Percy's and raced down the line too fast. The switches are jammed, called the workman. Oh no! Cried Thomas. The trucks were diverted into the sidings but crashed right into Thomas. Thomas was covered from smokebox to cab in smelly fish. Luckily, no one was hurt. As Percy raced into the station. Cinders and ashes, he cried as he saw the accident. Then he spotted Thomas. Well, chuckled Percy. Maybe if you worked more and rested less, you wouldn't be covered in fish right now. But the fat controller was very cross with Percy. Percy, I said to deliver the fish, not send it flying down the line towards my stations. Clean this mess up at once and head back to the fishing village. And try not to lose your train this time. Thomas chuckled from underneath the fish. Percy, while upset he had let the fat controller down, was glad he had paid Thomas back for his teasing.